I was thinking about it as I'm trying to think about different things that your bodies might need, different things that people might need. I've been in contact, lots of people have been sending us messages. People who haven't done yoga before now are doing yoga and tapping into our videos. People doing more yoga now that they're at home on their own mats and they don't have anything else to do. So I feel like there's a lot of yoga happening. I was thinking about my own personality, and when I first started with yoga, my yoga session was with a video, and it was 90 minutes long, 93 minutes long, and it was way overwhelming, and I hated it. So for a lot of people that are new to yoga, an hour is an extremely long time. If you've been practicing with us, you'll know that an hour is not near enough long time. That's why our Saturday classes are an hour and a half long. I would love to make them all longer. We never have enough time. However, if you're new into getting into yoga, a 30-minute class would be great. Also, I have the personality type that if I'm running low on time and I know I don't have to give an hour, I'm likely to not, rather than cut the video short. Because I like to bring, it's just part of my weirdness, I like to bring everything to completion. So for me to stop the video right in the center and just finish on my own, I would probably just not. And so I want you to be on your mats. So I'm giving you this short kind of wake up with me type flow. It'll incorporate a lot of different things. It'll give you a nice good stretch, a little bit of strength, a little bit of balance, just a little bit of everything in there. So if you're running short on time, this one would be great for you. So let's go ahead and jump into it. My playlist for this one is Fun Friday 7. It's an already existing playlist, so it's my Queen playlist. So if you are not a fan of Queen music, you are not going to like this playlist. So play your own music. However, if you don't mind Queen music, this is a really great playlist. So if you're listening to my playlist, we're going to hit the first song in 3, 2, 1. Let's start to center. Spine is nice and straight, airway is open. Pulling the thoughts in, closing out the clutter, the busyness of the mind, let it settle. Tapping into your body, having good mind-body connection here. Everything that's busying up your mind will be there when you're done, so just kind of let it go and take care of yourself for this 30 minutes. Ujjayi breath. Let's exhale everything out. Start your inhale, belly expands. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And one more breath together. Inhale, a little bit longer. And exhale. Your last breath on your own, your longest breath. Finish your exhale, inhaling, right arm up, exhale over, lengthen through the ribs, keeping the booty down, keeping the right knee pulling down, exhale, reach a little bit longer. One more breath, and exhale. Connecting that arm to the left leg, lift your chest up nice and tall, and exhale, twist it around. Make sure your chest is lifted up nice and tall, your back feels nice and straight, your gaze is just looking over the back shoulder, you're not cranking with the neck. Exhale, twist a little deeper. And one more breath. And release, inhaling, left arm up, exhale over, reaching long, left knee stays pulling down, reaching long, expanding through the ribs. Exhale, drop into it a little bit more. And one more breath, and exhale. Connecting the arm to the thigh, lift it up nice and tall, exhale, twist it out. Exhale, twist a little deeper. And one more breath. And exhale. And release. If you're sitting on anything, come off of that. Fire log pose or double pigeon, whichever you want to call it, stacking those shins. If this is uncomfortable for you, then just keep it in an easy pose, which are the legs just folded. And exhale, pull in, nice flat back, pulling the chest forward. Whatever leg is on top, that's the knee and the hip that you're stretching the most. Crawling those fingers nice and long. And bringing that up, switching out those legs. Pulling the chest forward. Hinging in those hips. Crawling the fingers out. Crawl them out a little bit more. And bringing that up, since we're not using mobility stuff today, opening up the psoas, stretching without the mobility stuff. Drop the knees to the left and then pull your hip forward. If you don't pull the hip forward, you're not going to get that good stretch. You can grab hold of that shin if you want, if that's helpful for you. Inhale, knees up, and exhale to the right. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale up, exhale to the right. And let's bring that blanket, make a fold in it, just like a log, and we're gonna open up the back. Knees stay bent, arch your body over that blanket, and then just relax your body. So your spine is opening up across this blanket. Throughout our life, throughout our day, our body tends to draw forward. This helps open us back up, have better posture. Let's start to tick-tock those knees side to side. Each time you go to each side, see if you can drop them a little bit lower. Chest stays squared up toward the ceiling instead of rolling with the knees. Next time you make your way to the left, drop the knees all the way down. Right knee pulling down toward the floor, and then if you want, you can take your left foot and place it on your right thigh, and then just relax into it. And releasing that, tipping the knees to the right, letting the left knee come all the way down, and if you want, right knee on the left thigh, and relax. Releasing that, tipping those knees up, pick your booty up, take that blanket out, and pull those knees up into the armpits. Rolling the ankles around. Happy baby, arms reach to the inside of the knees, to the outside of the feet, and pull those knees down. So if your hands don't reach your feet, that your hips are still too tight in your back, you can grab hold of the ankles and pull the ankles down. If you want a deeper stretch in those hips, you're gonna pull the feet apart. And trying to keep the head flat on the floor. So if your head is tipping back, you need to release the legs a little bit. That's putting too much strain on your back. One more breath here. Butterfly those feet in, pull them in towards your belly. And release, rolling that up. Let's bring it up to standing. So a little bit of an energy flow with some flexibility today. Getting the body all warmed up, all awake, and ready to function and cooperate for you for the rest of the day. Feet hip width apart, mountain pose. This is our stability posture. Foundational pose, so feel rooted through the feet. All the bones of the feet down. So you don't want to roll out to the edges of the feet. You want all the bones of your feet down. So what helps me is lifting up those toes. Feeling the bones anchored to the floor and then melting the toes down. Hips coming forward, shoulders rolling back, palms facing forward. Mountain pose. So bone stacking here. My head is above my shoulders, shoulders over my hips, hips over the knees, knees are over the feet. Arms are right beside your hips. Palms facing forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhaling, forward fold, hinging in those hips. The booty pushes back. And relax, and you can have a soft bend in those knees. Just take a few breaths here and just kind of pedal out, wiggle out, shake it out, anything that feels good to you to kind of wake up these hamstrings in the back of your legs. And let's cross the right foot in front of the left and sink the booty back. So if your hands are not reaching the floor, you can bring them to your shins. It's a little bit more challenging for balance. It's better to have something, props, blocks, books, some blankets, something for your hands to grab. Sink back in the booty, back in those heels. Uncross those feet, left foot crosses in front of the right, sink the booty back. And bringing those feet back, hip width apart, bend those knees nice and easy, ripple up through that spine, and bring yourself back into standing. Always feel freedom in your movements. I'm not one that likes to stand still. I like to move. It's good mind mind-body connection. You can feel the different things that are happening in your body, what needs some attention. You can feel rooted. You can feel that body come into alignment. Inhale, arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Take a breath, and with your exhale, sink your chest closer to those thighs. Take another breath in, and exhale. And taking one more breath. And exhale. Good, strong back inhale all the way up. Exhaling, namaste. Prayer hands, bring those hands down, heart center. All right, so let's get into our flow. This is the part that's really gonna wake the body up, get the blood pumping. Inhale, arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Giant step back to plank on knees or toes. Sometimes that first one, knees are good. I'll go ahead and go to my knees. Lowering chaturanga, scraping the ribs with the triceps. Sliding through into your up dog, rolling the shoulders back. Dropping the pelvis down, tipping the head back. Sink it back, tucking those toes. Down dog. Pedal out, tighten your down dog a little bit with a tiny step forward. Stretching out those calves, lengthening those arms. We're gonna Frankenstein walk to the front, so you're gonna pull your right leg up into the hip socket with a straight leg, flex foot, take a step, plant the foot. Left leg straight up, and plant the foot all the way to the front of your mat. Trying to keep hands connected. Bring those feet to the front, hanging forward fold, hands behind those calves, and exhale, pull your body in. Interlace those fingers behind your back, pull those arms up over the shoulders. Look in between those legs, take another breath in, and exhale, pull a little higher. And release those hands down to the ground. Good, strong back inhale all the way up. Exhaling, namaste. Feet hip width apart or together, your choice. Inhale, fan up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Step it back to plank, knees or toes, elbows facing the back. Lower chaturanga. Slide through up dog. If you want a deeper stretch through the back and the hip flexors, lift the knees from the mat. You're on the tops of the feet and the pelvis hanging low, heart pulling through, opening up the spine, lengthening those arms, rolling up over those toes into the down dog. Pushing the chest toward the thighs, send to the left foot, sweep the right leg up. Lengthen both legs and push your chest toward the thighs. Lengthen those arms, so no buckling in the elbows. Bend that knee, roll forward in the back toes, pull it up into your chest and quietly plant the foot. Back heel down, sweeping up, warrior one. Sinking into the front thigh. If your hips are tight, heel toe it to the edge of your mat so your hips can square up to the front of your mat. Sinking into the thigh. Shoulders nice and low, arms reaching long. If you feel like you have a deep arch like I have right now, you're going to tip those hips forward and bring that spine nice and straight. Bringing those hands down, stepping it back to plank. Work through that vinyasa, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Feel free to pedal out, wiggle out here. Centering the right foot, sweeping the left toes up. Three-legged dog. Lengthen arms and legs. Bending that knee, roll forward to the toes, pull high up into the chest. Quietly plant the foot. Back, heel down, sweep up, warrior one. Sinking into that thigh, kind of feel if your hips need some space and turn those hips toward the front. Shoulders low, tip your pubic bone forward, getting that spine nice and straight. Shoulders low, arms long. Bringing that down, taking it back. Work through a vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Body should be feeling awake. Getting more and more stretched out with every vinyasa flow we do. Exhaling up over those toes. Don't forget to work out the joints in your toes. Tiny baby step up, just to tighten that down dog a little bit. Nice long arms, centering the left foot, sweep the right leg up. Let's bend that knee, arch the spine, pulling your chest forward, hips forward. Bringing that knee up to the front, plant the foot, spiral the back heel down, windmill up, warrior two. Sinking into the front thigh, widen your stance if you need to get deep and low into that. Shoulders down, fingers reaching nice and long. Maybe check this back arm to make sure it's not down here, out here, over here, right here. Windmill that back down, stepping it back, go through another vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Those three moves are vinyasa. The whole sequence is called a sun salutation. The vinyasa is part of that sun salutation. A lot of practices, if they're not a vinyasa studio or style yoga, they don't do vinyasas. They do a sun salutation minus the vinyasas. Centering the right foot, sweeping the left toes up, but that's primarily what I teach. It helps strengthen the upper body. I love vinyasas. Bend the knees, pull it up into the chest, rolling forward in the toes. Quietly plant the foot, spiral the back heel down, windmill up. Warrior two. Check your form. Look back in the arm. Make sure it's not out here, but it's straight behind you and the fingers are pulling apart. They're nice and long. Where's this thigh at? Does it look almost straight? Or are you sinking low into it and bringing this thigh a little more parallel to the floor? So you can widen your stance a little bit here. Shoulders are down, so make sure they're not pulling up into the ears. Nice and long. Windmilling that back down, taking it back. Work through that vinyasa. Meeting me in down dog whenever you're ready. Nice long arms, pressing those heels down. Centering the left foot, sweeping the right toes up. Lift, lift, lift. Pull that knee up into the chest, rolling forward on the toes. Plant the foot, back heel down. Windmill up, warrior two. Find your form, and then take a breath. And then reverse warrior. Front hand tips to the back. So soften that back shoulder. So normally when we pull this arm up and over, it's arched. We're going to get a deeper stretch. Take a breath and exhale. Reach the fingers nice and long and sink into the thigh. And windmill that all the way back down to the floor. Step it back. Work through another vinyasa. Meeting me in down dog. Centering the right foot, sweep the left toes up, lengthen arms, lengthen legs. Pulling that knee up into the chest, quietly planting the foot, spiral that back heel down, windmill up, warrior two. Once you find your good form, we're going to take it back into reverse warrior, front hand tips to the back. So this is where you kind of go through your body and you feel what your body's doing. My arm is arched. Not that that's a bad thing. You're just going to get a deeper stretch when you lengthen. This is just fine. This is not a wrong posture. Take a breath in, and with your exhale, let's deepen that stretch. Reaching nice and long so you can feel that right along the ribs and the hips a little bit more. And windmill that down for your last vinyasa. Dropping the knees. Think about child's pose. Reaching those arms nice and long. Rotate the elbows down to the floor. Crawling those fingers really long. And let's bring that up for a balanced posture. Tree pose. So, center all the weight on that right foot. So you want to make sure that you're not leaning over onto the outside edge of the foot. You want to stay rooted down through the foot. The hip has to kick over. This is your counterbalance. You can't balance with your hip over that ankle. This leg is not going to pick up. But once you shift the hip, you can pick this leg up. Okay? So just kind of play around with that balance if you're new to this. And then once you find the balance, making sure all the bones of the feet are rooted down, you're going to kickstand right here. So just the tips of your toes on that left foot is touching. So right now you might be feeling wobbly. If you're new to this balance stuff, or if you struggle with balance, you're going to feel a little bit wobbly. Once you feel good, this is tree pose right here. There are variations of tree pose. So this right here is tree pose. This might be enough for you. If you feel like you can, bring it up onto the calf. We want the knee open. The knee isn't out to the front here. The knee is open. We're opening up the hips. Hands can be wherever you want for tree. If you feel good and balanced here, we never put the foot on the knee. You can pull it up into the thigh. You push your heel into that thigh. You see there's a little bit of a diagonal line in my leg because my hip is kicking out. That's counterbalancing me because this would be too heavy and I'd fall forward. So you can stay right here with prayer hands. Find a focal point, preferably something that's not moving. Up and out or down and out. Not ever down at your feet. Want to keep a nice straight spine. Any arm posture of choice. One more breath here. And release, and that calf is probably on fire. Shake that out a little bit. So, balance takes practice. It's a brain activity. So the more you practice it, the better you get at it. So some people have different issues. Sometimes you have like inner ear issues, sinus issues that will all mess with your balance. So give yourself some slack. Arches in your feet, they can affect your balance. Misalignment in the hips, misalignment in the spine. So remember, the harder the body works though, the better the calorie burn, the more muscles you're creating in your body. So the work getting into it is where it's at. Once you're hanging in it, that's the easy part. So kickstand, if you want the calf, or if you want up into that thigh. We typically have one side that's better balanced than the other. This is not my best side. Find that focal point. Any arm posture of choice. Tree. Just keep the shoulders down out of the ears. Knee is pulling back, chest is pushing forward. One more breath here. And bringing it down. We're going to go into our crow pose. Squat back with me. Connect those triceps, eyes stay looking down and out. Now pull your heart up into your spine, rolling forward, plant the hands, lean, 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 stay looking out, keep leaning, tip the shoulders down, and see if those feet want to pick up. Maybe just one foot at a time, swap it out. If you can swap in the air, you can probably bring them up. So keep the eyes looking forward, not down because then the head wants to fall down. One more breath here. stand. Feel free to take the legs up or not. If you're up next to a wall, that's really great. If you're insecure with inversions, then you want to just make sure that neck is not going to roll forward until that neck feels secure and you feel strong in your neck and your shoulders. Then don't take the legs up over the head. We're going to do just tripod. But if you know what you're doing, I like to pat up my head. That's why I like those little head pads. So if you know what you're doing, you can go up into your inversion. Tripod, hands are back here, head is here, triangle, tripod, triangle, okay? They're never up near the head. Hands are right underneath the shoulders. We're gonna bring the crown of the head down, and you're gonna walk your booty up as high as you can. The higher you get the booty up over the shoulders, the better. Now, if your neck is rolling like this, that's bad. We wanna stay right on the crown of our head, bring a knee up to the tricep, and maybe you're just going to switch it out here, and you're just gonna go back and forth. If you can hold one up, squeeze your core, bring the other one up. This is tripod headstand. So if you feel good here, and you're not too wobbly or too shaky, try to pull your knees off. And if you're good there, then you can bring a leg up, and bring another one up. And then if you want, you can bring those knees back into a tuck. Bring them down to your triceps. Pulling up into crow. And coming out of that. So those are just some fun transitions. You don't have to do any of that. Those are just ways to keep expanding your practice, things to work on, to try on, to keep engaging that body, that core, and challenging a little bit more. So that is your 30-minute practice. Now we're going to finish off in boat and settle into our Shavasana. Your Shavasana song for this playlist is the very last song on the playlist. Or you can go to the first one, whichever one you want. Let's bring it up into boat. And breathe. So this is core strength, this is hip flexor strength. Melt that down. And settle in your Shavasana. Hit your Shavasana song. I think I chose I Love You. It's a piano version. It's really nice. Kicking those heels out to the corners of your mat. Kind of wiggling out a little bit to flatten those shoulder blades so they're not pinching together. And take a big exhale and just sink into the floor. Let the shoulders melt, let the thighs relax. I'll walk you through your body. Loose toes, ankles, calves, knees. Soften those thighs, unclench the booty, let the core relax, let your abs go. The whole lower body is nice and relaxed. Arms are away from the body just a little bit so they're not pinching together. Your shoulder blades, palms up, fingers and wrists are loose, elbows soft. Biceps and triceps relaxed. Take a breath in with your exhale. Sink the chest and shoulders into the mat. Relaxing facial muscles. Soften the eyes, close the lips, let the teeth separate and the jaw fall back. Relax the forehead, eyebrows, back of the head, keeping that breath nice and soft. Resist the temptation to fidget, just kind of get lost in the music. Go back through your body, see if you grab hold of tension, let it go. Slide those feet up, butterfly. Fingertips on the belly, elbows stay on the floor. Let's exhale all the air out. Start your inhale, belly fills up. And exhale, belly pulls back in. Inhale, fill up. And exhale. One more breath. Inhale, fill up. And exhale. Rolling to your right side, bringing that up to seated. We're going to finish off with 3 cleansing breaths. Inhales through the nose, exhales through the mouth. Let's exhale everything out. Big inhale, both nostrils. And a big exhale. Inhale, both nostrils. And exhale. One more breath. Inhale through the nose. And a big exhale. Drop that chin into your chest. Give it a moment or two in case you got a little bit dizzy doing that. Sometimes flooding that brain with fresh oxygenated blood just kind of makes you a little bit dizzy. And bring that up. Have a wonderful day.